All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin did have some pretty good movement today, but unfortunately, we did get that rejection, the fake out of the channel to the upside, and the rejection of our point of control. We were able to re-enter the channel. You can see on the re-entry back into the channel, we had some volume, a volume to the downside on that re-entry, and we did end up dropping all the way to our channel midline here. Now, we have not taken the lows yet of these lows here. And in yesterday's video, I did say that this was a possibility. Based off of this structure rising here, it just looked a little bit corrective to me. And I was looking for the fake out of this up into the point of control and then a rejection. Actually, if we go into yesterday's video, this is it here. Here we go. We might see a break, a fake out of the channel into our large point of control range. Now, this is the range from November 11th to present day, and then we could dump back into the channel, and then we could see a dump even to make new lows below these lows that we saw here the other day. So we have to be aware of that. It could be a fake out that we can see. Also coming into this area here. So yeah, guys, I mean, we did see that, and when we got the dump back into this channel, we did see some impulsive price action to the downside here. And we did bounce before we hit our swing failure pattern, before we grab the liquidity of this low. But I'm going to go into why this bounce could be a little bit misleading here, and we could still keep dropping. Also, I want to show you, not only did we bounce from our channel midline here, but if we go into our Bybit chart, we did bounce from our band on this bearish pitchfork band that I pulled from the all-time high. And you can see that, yes, we do have a lot of wicks past this band support, but overall this band support is trying to hold us on this entire correction down. If we start to lose this band, we could come much lower. We could even come down to like the 92, 93K area down here. But let's go into our CVD and open interest, and let's look at this move down here. So came up into our point of control. By the way, this is our Coinbase point of control, because our Bybit point of control is at 97.3. Coinbase point of control is up at 97,587, 98,587, excuse me. So that's a bit higher. And you can see on this push down here, this push down that we had earlier today, you can see our open interest is increasing this entire time and our CVD is decreasing. So what does this tell us? If the CVD is decreasing, that means fresh market shorts are coming into the market. They are new market shorts because our open interest is increasing. That is with positions opening or closing. So if open interest is increasing, that means there are new positions that are opening. So we had new shorts opening specifically below our 96K point, value area low and golden pocket. And I did say that that was only local resistance. And if Bitcoin started getting more volatile, we could bust straight through that. Well, unfortunately, that's what happened. I was even looking for a long at that golden pocket here, and we didn't see the golden pocket. Actually, it was at about 96K, which was around our value area low of that range. Now, our value area low has changed a little bit lower since then, but we didn't see much of a bounce there, and we just busted straight through it, and we saw some volume follow through straight through it down to our channel midline and to our pitchfork band of support here. And so, but let's go back to our CVD real quick, and I'm going to explain this. So new market shorts coming in, that was new shorts coming in, new money coming into the market because our open interest was increasing. Now you can see here on this push up that we saw here, the entire push up that we've been seeing so far, our open interest has been decreasing. So those were late shorters that were getting in a little bit late here that are now we're seeing a short squeeze to the upside, and we're short squeezing those out. Unfortunately, a short squeeze, unless we have new money come in to sustain the price action, we can drop just right back down and make new lows. Also, if we look at the volume on this short squeeze, you can see volume to the red side is higher in both the drops today than it is on our push up here. So this short squeeze is a little bit misleading here. Now, we are about to close our daily candle in 5 minutes, and we are pretty much right at our value area low of this range. So let's go back into this chart here. Let me go ahead and turn on our range here. And this range is just of this bottom price action since we made the low about 10 days ago, that Sunday low on the dump. And you can see we're right at our value area low right now. Now, this value area low was a bit higher up when we were looking at it yesterday and looking at it even earlier today. So if we do it like from here, You can see the value area low here was at our local golden pocket. If we do that golden pocket pull from the weekend lows to the highs here, and we turn on our golden pocket, this is where I was looking for a long. I did attempt a long because we were seeing bull dibs on the 15-minute, bull dibs on the 6-minute, bull dibs on lower time frames. Now, I did get stopped out on that long. I know Jason made a video about that too, and he got stopped out on that long as well. So we both attempted that. We both lost that. You lose some, you win some. Go on to the next one. That's why it's important to have stops as well. Stop losses. All right, so we busted through the value area low and the golden pocket. Now, if we take the same range and we pull that range, update it with the newest price action here, you can see our value area low dropped a bit. Instead of 96K, it's about 95.8, 95,750-ish here. And we are trying to test that now. We're in the process of testing that now to see whether we're going to reject and come lower, or if new money is going to step in and support this, and we're going to hold this value area low and continue up higher. So right now, though, this doesn't look good that this is a short squeeze. You can see from the pretty much the start of the push up, the start of the real push up here, the entire open interest is going down this entire push up. So that tells us it's a short squeeze. It's not new money coming into the market that's pushing it up. Obviously, there's some new money, but for the most part, it's a short squeeze happening. And if we do not have new money come in right where we're at right now at this value area low to push us above the value area low and keep us above this value area low, then we might drop back down and actually take these lows, if not come into this box of support here, which is our swing failure pattern of this key pivot here into our 786. So this is something we'll be watching develop over the next couple of hours here. But Bitcoin is looking kind of weak, guys. I mean, this correction is going on quite a bit longer than our impulse did. And we might come lower. We might even come make new lows. Of course, we do have that pitchfork. If we go back to our bearish pitchfork here, this band is really trying to be holding through all of this. So if we really start to dump and lose this band here, we might not even take these. We might not even have a successful SFP here. We might dump straight through it down to the bottom around our value area low of our big range, which is around 92K. And so depending time-wise, our pitchfork will be right around that area as well, the bottom of our bearish pitchfork. So that's something I'm going to be watching for right now. Today's daily close is pretty important. And unfortunately, you guys, we are going to close the daily, it looks like it, unless we pump up in the next 3 minutes here, below our point of control. Now, also in yesterday's video, I did talk about how we've been kind of hovering a little bit below our point of control for a few days now. And oftentimes when you hover below the point of control for a few days and you'll come up for a bearish back test to confirm a rejection, to confirm lower targets. Looks like that's what happened today. Also, this push up here, I believe that was pretty much our golden pocket. So I showed you guys this yesterday, our golden pocket from high to low here. Of course, we rejected it yesterday. I showed you guys this in the video. It was the top of the channel, it was the golden pocket. And then we just came up a little bit higher, but it was sort of another trying another test at that golden pocket and our point of control here. We did see the fake out of the channel. And as soon as we dump back into the channel, you can see the volume candle, the imbalance candle on the dump back in here. And now we are kind of just dumping here, or we've dropped today. All right, now on that short squeeze, let's zoom in on the 15-minute chart and let's look at this short squeeze to the upside. We just determined that was a short squeeze by our open interest decreasing as this was pushing up here, meaning it's a short squeeze. And we can look at this structure here. I was looking at this as like a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then our third wave down here, our impulse down. Maybe this is a 4. We should see a 5, 4, 5. So we might come a little bit lower here. If this is a double 1, 2 impulse to the downside, it does look like impulsive price action. If we look at our volume here, you can see our volume to the downside is pretty strong. Now this green volume here, I mean, that was the end of the impulse. So the candle ended up green, but make no mistake, that was part of the impulse to the downside. So even though this candle's green, now this candle here does have some volume in it. And that was the start of our short squeeze to the upside. Right about in here is where the short squeeze started. If we go back to that chart here, let's go to that 15-minute. You can see this candle here is right about when the short squeeze started happening. We did reject though. If we if we speculate that this is a double 1-2 impulse down, and we do our Fibonacci pull from the corrective of the second wave, the highs of the second 1-2, down to our lows here, and we look at our golden pocket, you can see we rejected straight from the golden pocket and the VWAP on the short squeeze to the upside. So we are rejecting golden pockets on this whole move down. Local golden pockets keep getting rejected. We keep moving lower. We keep rejecting golden pockets, keep moving lower, keep rejecting golden pockets, and keep moving lower. This is telling me that we might keep continuing down to make new lows. We also do have to remember that these lows here were made on a weekend. Now, weekend lows, it was a Sunday afternoon, late Sunday afternoon for me, and I know that's in Asia, that is Monday morning. But as far as U.S. markets go, it was a weekend low, and weekend lows do have a higher probability to get taken out eventually, just so the big markets can get in on those moves. All right, guys. So yeah, it looks like we're closing our daily candle now, and let's pull that volume profile back on here, and let's take a look at this here. So where did that go? Oh, did I delete it? Dang it. Let me go to the 2 hour, and we're going to mark that out. Also, guys, we did hit our 886 Fibonacci retrace on this move to the downside. So I'm going to go ahead and explain that here. Someone asked me about that in the Discord. And so if this is a impulse to the downside here, and you hit the local 886, or even if it's a correction to the downside and you hit your 886, it just makes it more probable to eventually come take these lows. And so if we do our Fibonacci pull here from the lows of the weekend lows to our highs that we made today, and we turn on our 886 here, you can see that we did bust through the 886. I mean, we came so close to the SFP that I did think we were going to get it, and I was waiting for that to take the long. We didn't get it, but we have broken through our 886, so it is more probable to come take these lows here. And it looks like right now, I mean, we're still fighting with this value area low right now, but we closed our candle. Let's see here. Let me go back to the 15-minute chart and let's look at this. So yeah, we pretty much closed our candle right at the value area low. So it's a bit unclear yet if we're going to lose this or not. We could still, now that a daily candle's opening, we can either start dumping to the downside or we can reclaim it and maybe work our way up. Now, if we look at this volume profile here and we work our way up, our point of control of this volume profile is at the top of the channel again. So if we come to the top of the channel again and our POC resistance up here at like 97,350-ish, we might reject from here and then just come right back down and finally take these lows. That is a very clear possibility for me to see. Something like, a reclaim of this, come up here, boom, hit into that, and then come down. And we could, I'm still watching for the SFP of these lows here. Actually, not those lows, these lows here. And if that doesn't happen, no SFP, no trade. But we do have our channel midline that's still down around this area. So we could SFP these lows into the channel midline and then make another move up. If we come up first, hit into this area, I think it's more probable we're going to come down to this support level or even lower. You can see the bottom of our channel is aligning with our bigger range value area low down here. So that is the next support level if we break this area here. All right, let's clean this up here. Yeah, so I mean, Bitcoin, it's still in its range mode. It's still kind of correcting in this corrective price action here. Do we know when this corrective price action will end? No, we don't, but we can play the range. We also need to keep into account our bigger range, and we are losing our point of control of the bigger range after hovering above it for a few days in here. Came up to back test it, rejected from it pretty harshly here. And so now we need to watch for the rejection here as well. And let's go ahead and pull our Fibonacci from the highs of today to the lows of today, and let's put on our golden pocket. And you can see that golden pocket is near this area of resistance that I just talked about. So because we've been rejecting locally from golden pockets, this is an area to watch for, that 97, what is that, 97,360 to 97,350-ish, 97,200. This area in here is going to be our area to be watching for a rejection. If we can reclaim this, then we might see a real breakout of this channel. And if we see that, then we can expect to maybe even break this point of control to the upside and come much higher. We do have our range value area high in this area here where our anchored VWAP is. And then we have the liquidity grab right above that. Those are still the same levels. We have our next anchored VWAP from the all-time high that's up near this daily at 101,459 area. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on Bitcoin, guys. Let's go into our liquidity heat map here. Now, this is the Model 2 24-hour heat map. You can see that the majority of the liquidity is right below us. It's below us in that 94.2 area. About the end of it is about 94K in here, maybe 93.7. And that is in this box of support here. You can see our SFP is at 94,212 into this box of support here. If we do come up like this, reject from this, we could see a move down, and now our midline would also be aligning in this box here, and then we could see the move up. So that's kind of a couple possibilities, a couple scenarios I'm watching for. Do I know which one is going to happen? No. Am I going to be set up for whichever option happens? Yes. That's what we do. We map out the scenarios, map out the probabilities, and take whichever trade comes if we have the confirmation to take that trade. All right. I was just going to show you guys something else too. Let's see here. Yes. Okay. So this is our bigger pitchfork, and we've been trading in between this band for the most part here. We finally lost that band to the downside, and looks like we're closing our daily candle below that band. So let me zoom out on this. And I've been talking about this in the last few videos here. If we zoom out onto the daily, in this entire range since November 11th, we have not seen any daily closes below this band of support. Today was our first daily close below this band of support. I mean, we kind of got a daily close here, but it was reclaimed pretty much instantly. But now we are seeing a drop below and a close below, pretty far below as well. So this is telling me that this band of support that's been holding us this entire range might finally starting to be breaking to the downside. And look at this, guys. Where is our range liquidity? Jason also talked about this in his video. Our 85K, it's the bottom of our range liquidity. We have that liquidity into our pitchfork midline here of the bigger pitchfork. So there is a possibility that we could drop all the way down to 85K if we start to really lose our value area low of this range. And let's go ahead and pull the value area low of that range. So we'll do this here. Our value area low is around that 92, let's see, 92.5-ish, 92.45. And that also is exactly where the bottom of this pitchfork is, this bearish pitchfork. So let's go ahead and zoom back in onto this. And you can see the bottom of this pitchfork here is, and it would take some time to get down there. So it is right around that area here. Value area low. So let's just keep an eye on Bitcoin. Now, also, guys, our Bybit point of control is a bit lower than our Coinbase point of control. We also lost the Bybit point of control for the day and closed the daily below the Bybit point of control. There is a possibility we can come all the way up to here, hit into our Bybit point of control at 97.4, which is also the back test of the bearish pitchfork midline, and then come down here. That would make sense there. And let's see how that aligns with this is, yeah, this is about 97,350, and the Bybit point of control is 97,400. So that's about the same area of resistance between 97.4 and 97.2 is what I'm looking at as our local area of resistance now on the chart. This area in here. All right, that's about it for Bitcoin. Let's check out our VWAP bands real quick before we move on from this. So yeah, I mean, we did see a bounce because we got to the bottom of our VWAP band. And they are, looks like they are starting to come together, to squeeze together. So it is possible we start to range for a bit and let these bands squeeze together before we see another volatile move on Bitcoin. Let me check this here. All right, nothing really new on this, but it does look like with our new candle daily open, we are trying to stay above that value area low. Yeah, we're trying to hold above that value area low. So this range is pretty important as well. As long as we can stay above that value area low there, I do think we can make a move up to this 97.2 area. And then, of course, if we break this area, 97.2 to 97.4, if we break this area here, then we could see maybe a much bigger move up. All right, guys, that's it for Bitcoin. Let's go into Ethereum, because yesterday in Ethereum's video, in my first video, I made 2 videos yesterday for Ethereum. And in my video, I laid out this new naked weekly point of control and this new naked daily point of control right around the top of our descending channel, our bigger descending channel here. Not bigger, our smaller descending channel, excuse me. And this descending channel has been really respected. We saw the push up yesterday into the top of the channel. We got the rejection, and I made the second video right as we were kind of in this area rejecting here. And then we saw one more push up back into that same resistance zone and rejected again. And you can see, so we hit into the resistance exactly, rejected from it, and we dropped all the way to our channel midline of support here. And this is where we did mark out our local support from yesterday as well. So that local support it does look like it's trying to hold. We haven't been seeing very good of a bounce yet. And I do think if Bitcoin starts to drop, we can go lower here. But right now, it is trying to hold, and we might make another move up. We have lost this channel again, though. The pink line here is our big weekly log channel, and we have lost this. So I'm a bit concerned that Ethereum is going to flush much lower here. Let me get rid of this. I was just showing you guys the SFP of that yesterday. Forgot to take that off the chart. All right, and then otherwise for Ethereum, you guys, we could look at a couple things here. Let's do our Fibonacci pull from the lows of the move to the highs here. And let's go to our golden pocket here. And this golden pocket is going to be aligning with the bottom of the channel here. So that is a possibility to come down to this golden pocket, especially if we do something like if Bitcoin starts to bounce for a bit and goes up to 97.4, Ethereum might come up to back test this weekly channel that we just lost, and then we could make a move all the way down to here. So that's at 24.45 to like 24.21, and it needs to take some time for it to align with the bottom of the channel, but I do suspect that it will, unless Bitcoin nukes right now. But even if Bitcoin nukes right now, we could see Ethereum nuke right now, have a fake breakout of the channel, hit the golden pocket, re-enter, and then come trade back within this area. As far as bear divs go, let me check this out. Or bull divs. Let's look at both bear divs and bull divs here. Let's go onto our 15-minute chart. So the 15-minute chart, I mean, we were seeing very slight bull divs in from this low here to this low here, and that's maybe a reason why we got this little push up here. But now we came down, made new lows. We SFP'd our local lows there, and now we're just chopping around. No real divs yet, but if we do, this momentum wave kind of curves out where it's at now, which it looks like, then we will have that third hump of bull divs, like one low here, two low here, three low here, low, high, low, higher low, higher low. And that might give us a push up to the retest up there. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin real quick because I forgot to check Bitcoin on divs. Yeah, Bitcoin was also seeing a little bit of divs here on the 15-minute chart. As you can see, let me make this a bit wider here. Higher highs in the momentum waves here. Lower highs in the price action coming down to our channel midline. And we did see that little bit of a short squeeze up here from that. This money flow, though, doesn't look the best here. If we can start to curve it to the upside, we might see a little bit of a push up to that area there. Let's zoom out onto the hourly chart. And let me get rid of some of this here. Yeah, no bull divs on the hourly or anything like that. I mean, we really need to break that low to even see the possibility of bull divs here. Let's go to our 4 hour. See, I just don't like the way money flow looks here. Money flow is starting to curve out again on the 4 hour here. Now, if we do see a strong 4 hour candle, that money flow will start to roll to the upside, and we could see it like this being like the bottom of it, and maybe just some waves here. But this doesn't look the best to me, you guys. The fact that we have high time frame bear divs on the weekly, on the monthly, and we're losing our point of control here, our large point of control here. Pretty clear rejection from it earlier today, and we saw a dump. To me, this is looking a little bit more bearish. But until we lose the value area low of our range, we trade the range. We have our point of control as our next local resistance, and our value area high is the resistance after that. Golden pocket, value area high, anchored VWAP, and then the swing failure pattern of these highs are just above that. So we play the range until it breaks, and we're in this range now. This, let's go ahead and turn on our volume on larger time frames. This is still overall. Now, I mean, we had so much volume on this dump to the downside, but overall, since we've been dropping here in this correction here in this descending channel, you can see our volume is overall decreasing to the downside. Now, this spike up is a bit concerning here because that is showing that that is a little bit of an impulse to the downside here. But it overall volume is decreasing still, showing that a higher low could still come in, and maybe this area here is a good higher low area, and then we could see a push up to finally break out of this channel, to finally maybe come up to our 103K area or even higher. Yeah, so that's it for Bitcoin. Okay, back to, I think, Ethereum. We pretty much covered Ethereum here. Now to the upside. Yes, this area top, the back test of our pink weekly channel and the top of our smaller blue channel here about 2690 to 2692-ish. That is going to be our local area of resistance. If Bitcoin starts pumping, that will get busted through pretty quick though, guys. So be aware of that. And now to the upside, here's what we could do now. These are no longer naked. We're going to just delete them. And we can delete this box now that I showed you guys we rejected from it. And we have a couple things we can look at here. Let's do that golden pocket pull from the highs of the channel to the lows of the channel. Yeah, I mean, this golden pocket here, I still do like this golden pocket, but I don't like how this liquidity is so far above it. So really what I would like is our 786 here. I mean, this to me is a much nicer area. Our 786 into, I mean, this liquidity is above that 786. So, but I do like this. You know, we have the SFP into the daily up here. That's about that, what is that, 28, you click on that, 2861 to 2885. I do like this area for a resistance up here because we have the swing failure of the second pivot of the channel. And remember, when I talk about channels all the time, when we break them to the upside, we often at least sweep the liquidity all the way to the second pivot, if not to the highs of the channel. And of course, at the highs of the channel, we have our larger golden pocket and we have that SFP up there. And that's about 2946 to 2987 up here. All right, that's about it for Ethereum. I mean, really, to the downside, guys, if this golden pocket doesn't hold, we're probably going to make new lows. And these lows, we do have to remember. Let me turn off this volume so it gets out of the way. These lows down here were a front run. If we go zoom way out here onto the daily chart and we look at this level here, it was a front run of this level right here. So, I mean, it is very possible that we can actually finally come down and take the liquidity of these lows here. But you can see this bigger channel here that has been holding us the entire bull market is starting to break to the downside, and this is a bit concerning for me. All right, that's it for Ethereum. Let's go to Solana here. Now, guys, yesterday in the video, I talked about pretty much the only local resistance for Solana was being this golden pocket here into the channel midline. And yesterday, we were kind of chopping around all down in here. I did say we could make a move up into this area to hit into our golden pocket and our channel midline. Well, that's what we did. When Bitcoin was rejecting the POC, you can see that Solana hit into our channel midline and our local golden pocket pull from this high to this low, hit into our golden pocket, and we saw the rejection. And the bottom of the channel tried to hold us for a bit. You can see here when we came down to it, we did see an initial bounce here, but then we even lost it, back tested it, and then made new lows down here. Now we're back testing it again here, and we're kind of in the process of dropping here. So what do we have below us now that we're breaking this channel to the downside? Well, anytime you break a channel, second pivot channel liquidity is into a naked daily point of control at 193. That area is going to be our first local support area around 193 here. If we break that to the downside, let's look at a couple things here. Let's do our golden pocket pull from high to low of this move. And so golden pocket, I mean, that's where we bounced today on the lows of this move. It was also our golden pocket. So we've already hit into our golden pocket. So if this golden pocket, if we bounced from this golden pocket, but still had the bearish back test of the channel and are rejecting, we can surmise that this golden pocket's not going to hold. And we're probably going to come lower. So our 786, I mean, the 786 is a little bit far away from our naked daily point of control and this swing failure pattern. But I would say this is our first box of support. And I know this is a big box of support here. But I would say this area here is our first box of support because it's our 786 and the naked daily point of control here. And then, of course, if we lose that, guys, really, I do think we're going to come for these lows here at 187. And we also have this down here, our 886 into our band, our bigger pitchfork band. That is this box here. Now, to the upside, let's go ahead and delete this. What did I just do? We do have the swing failure pattern into the top of the channel still up here. And then also it's near the top of our pitchfork up here. This blue line is the top of our pitchfork. I don't know if we can't get back within this channel quickly, then I don't think it's probable we're going to continue to trade in this trend. Remember, channels, what we're looking at when we're trading channels is we're looking at a trend in the market. So you can take channels on different time frames. You can trade micro time frame trends. You can take more macro or medium time frame trends. For example, if we zoom in onto the 3-minute chart here and we look at this was pretty much a 3-minute channel to the downside that we were trading in that trend here. You can see this 3-minute channel. Let's pull it to this low. Not that low. Here, and you can see we were trading in that 3-minute trend to the downside. Tried to break it to the upside, came to the midline one more time, finally broke it up and moved it to our bigger channel. But these trends, you can see this was a micro trend for the day, trading in the channel. So, we're starting to break the bigger channel to the downside and back testing it. So we might be breaking this trend to the upside. And I do expect that we could come down here. That's about it for Solana. Let me zoom out here. 2 hour. Actually, let's just look at our volume profile before we do that. So let's pull here. Okay, if we can make it back into the channel, our midline of the channel is at our value area high of this area here. And let me check the golden pocket. And our golden pocket is at our point of control here. So that is going to be our local resistance as well. So 204 to 204 to pretty much 205 is a golden pocket point of control resistance, and then at 208, we have our midline and our value area high. All right, now on to XRP. XRP, now yesterday I only gave one little area of support here, and we did drop down to that area. We did hit into that area here. That was our local golden pocket. I believe it was also the value area low of our smaller range. Let's see here. Yeah, it was the value area low of our smaller range. And so when we were looking at this smaller range here, it was our value area low golden pocket. So we dropped to that, hit into that area, and we're seeing a small bounce up to our point of control, but it looks like we're starting to reject from these point of control back tests, and we could come lower. Our bigger range value area low of this entire correction here, and let me just pull this all the way now, update this to our latest price action, and we do have these SFPs into this liquidity grab, I should say, here into our value area low, and that's at 231 till about 230, 229-ish. That is going to be a level to be watching as well. Unfortunately, with XRP, we didn't quite make it to our resistance that we were watching. We were watching for the SFP into our anchored VWAP and to our large range value area low. And we didn't quite make it up there. So, but let's just, you know, what we can do on XRP on all these coins is we play this range. All coins have this same kind of range where we had that mega dump, an impulse to the upside the very next day, and then since then we've kind of been ranging. And so this might be the range that we play this range until it breaks. Now, one thing I do want to point out here, we had our impulse to the upside, and this does look to me kind of three wavy. You can see this was like our channel to the downside. This is kind of like a channel to the upside. And then are we going to make another low here, come down here? Our 3-wave correction, because that can happen after an impulse. You can see a 3-wave correction to the downside. So maybe we're just seeing a very long 3-wave correction on some of these coins here. All right. So yeah, pretty much the SFP of these lows into the value area low, 231 to 229. And then these lows here, let's check our golden pocket pull. Yeah, our golden pocket pull is a bit below it. Actually, that's what this green box is here. So, just want to check something else here. Okay, so we've already hit into that. That's where we ended this first part, is at our 0.5, which is often a corrective target. Hit into the 0.5. We've been kind of ranging sideways since we've hit into that 0.5. It would be nice to make another move up into this resistance here, to take the liquidity of kind of this sideways range, to really come up to like 254 to like 256 area, or even to like the 260 area, and take that liquidity before coming down to take these lows here. And that would also give us a better zigzag correction here that we could see. Yeah, that's about it for XRP. And then the last one I'll go into is Chainlink. Oh, I did need to look at a couple coins as well. All right. Chainlink, same thing. We front ran these highs here, which was a real shame. You know, I was looking for a move up into this box here, which was our value area high, our golden pocket, and our channel midline of the bigger channel. We did not get that. We saw a front run of that. We saw a front run of this liquidity grab, and then we dropped. Now we dropped to our golden pocket, our local golden pocket pull from this high, or this low to this high here, dropped to our golden pocket. We are seeing a bounce from that golden pocket, and we're kind of wrestling with this point of control right now. Looks like we're going to try to reclaim it. It would be nice to reclaim it to make one more move up into this box area here. And that would correlate with about the same percentage move as Bitcoin moving up to that like 97.4 area. So it would be nice to see that before we see a dump. If we start losing this golden pocket and this value area low here, let's look at actually the 786 is right at the value area low. So I would say that this area here is a support level, value area low, golden 786. That is from 18.065 to 17.932, but that's local. That's only a local support area. So be aware that this could get busted through very, very easily. And then if that happens, I mean, the SFP of these lows all the way down here at the bottom of our big descending channel, and that's at 16. But really this area for me, I said this in yesterday's video. I've been saying this in videos for weeks now, a couple weeks now. The naked weekly point of control at $15 into our macro golden pocket is really a nice juicy level here. And I really do want to see us come into this area to look for a swing long. So we'll just see if we get it. I mean, the market doesn't care what you think, but if Bitcoin dumps to 85K, this for sure is coming, maybe not even lower. And then as far as to the upside, yes, we still have our resistance above us here. And then up here, we have our golden pocket, a naked weekly point of control, and the SFP of these highs here into that area. So I know that's kind of a big SFP, but we do see wicks like that on altcoins. So this box here between 22.77 and 23.4. And then, of course, if we break that to the upside, we do have other boxes up here. This box I've been talking about for a while. We got our channel top, our value area high, our golden pocket, a daily up here, and actually a weekly up here too at 24. So that is 24.869 to like, what is this, 26.4. That's going to be our big resistance up here. But we'll play the local range until it breaks, just like I said on XRP, just like we're doing on Bitcoin, on Ethereum. We're just going to play this local range here until it breaks. So anytime we come near the value area high and we see confirmations to short, we can look for a short near the value area high. Anytime we come near the value area low, we look for confirmations to long. If we see our confirmations to long, we take the long. And you play the range until it breaks. All right, now let's go into Super real quick. I believe last time I charted this, it was on Coinbase. Yeah, okay. So let's zoom out onto our daily chart here. So Super is still in our descending channel. You can see here that I marked out a few weeks ago. This box of support, we did see kind of a bounce from this box. Actually, we wicked past it quite a bit. We saw a small bounce to bearishly back test. So let me clean that up. So this trade, I would say this kind of was a failure. I mean, we did get a small bounce from it, but not what we were looking for. And then let's go ahead and delete these now. So we are still trading in this descending channel. Now, this is on the daily time frame. So this is a big descending channel. And you can see that we did bounce the other day. We obviously saw that mega wick like all of them did like Sunday. What was that, 10 days ago? Then we saw a bounce up to that channel midline, rejected from that channel midline. But we are trending within this channel still. So we can continue to trend this channel. One of the things I don't like on Super is we had our bullish pitchfork that we've been trading in here on the daily, and we lost it to the downside, back tested it bearishly on the daily, rejected from it on the daily, and then saw the mega dump and made new lows here. So this channel is still being respected. We'll zoom in on that in just a bit here. Let's look at, let me check something out real quick before. 519% move. Okay, so because it's such a large percentage move, we're going to do our golden pocket pull from high to low here. And let's do golden pocket. And let's set that based off fib levels. All right, so, and we're kind of bouncing from our golden pocket. We saw a little bit of a loss from it there, but overall, we're in that golden pocket area on the daily. Let's turn on the 786 on this as well. Yeah, 786 is where we bottomed out on that flash crash last Sunday. So we've hit into our 786 and we're seeing a decent bounce. We're trying to reclaim the golden pocket. Oftentimes, you guys, when we see a golden pocket break to the downside, actually this happened earlier today on Bitcoin on small time frames. You'll see a small break to the downside of the golden pocket. You actually will come back up to back test it as resistance. And then if it doesn't hold, you drop much further. Let me go ahead and go into Bitcoin real quick, and I'm going to zoom in onto like the 6-minute chart, and we'll show you that here. It's actually probably even less than 6 minutes, but we can do that golden pocket pull from the lows to the highs here. Let's do just the golden pocket here, and let's pull this over. So here's an example of that earlier today that we saw, and I was updating people about this in the Discord while it happened. We kind of saw the break to the downside of that golden pocket, came up to back test the golden pocket, rejected it, and then dropped and made new lows. So that might be what we're about to see on super on the daily time frame. Now that will take a lot more time to happen because obviously it's a higher time frame. The back test could last multiple candles on that higher time frame. 4 hour. All right, let's zoom out and let's do a little bit more resistance on this. Or analysis, not resistance. I'm just going to get rid of these real quick. We have that new weekly that's up here at 157. And then I would say, okay, so that 786, guys, was also a weekly level. That's why we bounced where we did. It was a weekly level and a 786 in confluence, and that would have been good to catch, actually. Obviously, most of us were paying attention to Bitcoin and other larger coins while that was happening, but that was a pretty good support level. But we do have this weekly down here as well. This weekly is going to be at 48.8, 48.8 cents, about 48.9-ish if we round. That's that weekly. Let's zoom in onto the daily chart. Let's check out the daily chart here. So this was hit into, okay, we just hit into this daily. You can see that this daily here, this daily resistance was also around our channel midline, and that is where we rejected earlier. So I'll just, let's zoom in on the 2-hour chart and let's look at that. So there's always a reason why you reject from where you reject. Daily, channel midline, rejection. I mean, that would have been a nice scalp in itself just right there. Let's go back to the daily. Let's delete that now because it's been used. And I would say up until this area here is our next daily that I would look at. We can also look at this as kind of one giant range here. We can do this pull here. Yeah, bouncing from point of control there. But we are our value area low. So first of all, right away, if we look at this big daily range that goes all the way back to December of 2023, we have our value area high, daily, and pitchfork bearish backtest again on a larger time frame. We backtested it right away, but sometimes after you backtest it right away, you'll make a new low and then you'll do a higher time frame backtest and then continue down. So we do have that area here. This box here, we'll make it purple. So this is a daily. And what else was that? Ooh. Oh, and value area high. So that box is going to be between 113 and 118.5. All right. Now that's quite a bit of ways up. What we can also do is we can zoom in on this and we can look at the local range that we've been looking at on all the coins. But first, I want to mark out some levels here. We're going to do the Fibonacci pull from the last high after we bearishly backtested the pitchfork and lost it down to those lows there. And let's look. So we did front run the golden pocket on that. Okay. And then our value area low, just real quick, I'm going to mark this out while we're here. Our value area low into our weekly value area low is an area here. Okay, now let's go ahead and zoom in on this. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. And we can just look at this small range that we're looking at on all the coins. So we can do our volume profile pull from present day to pretty much those flash crash lows here. And yeah, we are trying, you can see the value area low has been holding really well here. Our point of control has also been respected, rejected here, finally busted above it. We busted through our value area high, and now we're in the process of that bullish back test. Busted through it. Now we're trying to back test it. It's trying to hold. If we drop back within the value area, we can do a couple things here. We could do our Fibonacci pull from highs to lows there. You can see our point of control is at our golden pocket. So this is our local support level here to the downside. That's at 68, pretty much 69 cents, 68.899 or whatever that is. So 69 cents to 68.3 cents. That's our first local support area here. And then at the bottom here, we do have that large range point of control and our small range value area low here. And that's near the bottom. We also have this liquidity grab in here. This internal liquidity grab right here into that point of control and into that value area low. So I would say this is our next support level. Of course, we can mark this area out here as well. Be careful with this one though, guys, because if Bitcoin starts to drop, this can get busted through so quickly. Yeah, and then of course we do have these semi-equal lows all down here that we could take all these lows into the bottom of the channel again, and that's around 59 cents, 59.3. Yeah. Now we did front run the liquidity grab here as well. So we could see this liquidity grab into our golden pocket. So that's our first resistance above us. If we do continue higher, it looks like we're going to try to stay within this value area, but it's still early. So this area here is a local resistance area. Local, let me emphasize local, because if Bitcoin really starts pumping and alts start to really take off, we can bust through this so quickly. And then let's go ahead and look, actually, let me check something here. 50%, okay, that's not too bad. Okay, and I do like this 886 because it is at the top of our channel here. So at 98.4 cents, we have our 886 at the top of the channel of this big descending, big pink daily descending channel. So I would say that's another area to be looking, kind of in this area here. Let's turn on our naked weekly points of control. You know what? I forgot to check the naked weeklies on Bitcoin as well. So yeah, you guys, in this golden pocket, we do have a naked daily point of control in here as well. No, naked weekly. That's right. Naked weekly point of control in that golden pocket area. So I do think that this is definitely a strong resistance here. Yeah, 86 cents or so, 86.1. That's also our golden pocket. And we do have the liquidity grab into that area. And then again here, now there's a, excuse me, there is another naked weekly point of control up here in the box that I just laid out up here. So let's mark that out and let's just extend the box just a little bit on that. And then, of course, on our last big daily drop, after we lost the pitchfork, bearishly backtested it, and then saw the big drop down, we have these liquidity, the liquidity of those highs into a naked weekly. And it's also, I mean, it's around, depending on how quick we make it up there, it would be around another bearish backtest to that pitchfork. But because even just with the liquidity grab into a naked weekly point of control, we have to mark this out as a possible area. And then we'll put our liquidity grab into that. So I'm going to mark this out as a box as well. Local, a bigger one here. To the downside, local, local. And then if you bigger one down here. Excuse me, my voice is kind of giving out here. All right, that's about it, guys. I do got to get going. So I hope this video helps. No, before I go real quick, we're going to check our new naked dailies and naked on Bitcoin here. That's important because we've been rejecting from those lately. Okay. Wow, so it's actually below us. Our naked daily point of control is below us. Now, this line here is what just opened up, what was that, 45 minutes ago? So let's mark this naked daily point of control at 95.2, 95.211-ish is our naked daily point of control, our new one. That's below our value area low, though. Okay. So do what you will with that. There's probably not much confluence there. I mean, we do have these semi-equal lows down here, but actually, let's zoom in here on the 15-minute chart, and let's do a golden pocket pull because I do think it's going to be around our golden pocket of this short squeeze that we saw, this mini short squeeze. No, not there. So it is around the 786 of our mini short squeeze. So if we do, like, I mean, we didn't even really change market structure on the 15-minute bullishly, but if we zoom in on like the 5-minute chart, we did change market structure bullishly. You can see on this break here, we had a bullish market structure break. Like this was our last 5-minute high here. So we finally broke it to the upside. So we had our MS break on the 5-minute. So if you're looking at structure, had our break, now we lost it. Now it's actually acting as resistance again. We're just hovering around this. But so if this is actually, I do see a possibility here. I don't like that this was a short squeeze here, but say this is a wave one of like the start of an impulse up. We could see our zigzag ABC correction to the downside and our wave two. And then you would see an explosion in wave three. So this is legit support here. If this is a small ABC correction, your ABC zigzag correction to the downside after a wave one impulse. The only thing I don't like about this wave one impulse, it is a short squeeze, but that is not an invalidation. Impulses start all the time from short squeezes. So we have to be aware of that. Also, looks like our money flow is starting to come back into the green here. So I guess we could look at this as a local support level, 95.2. All right, that's it for real, guys. Have a good day.